Hi everyone. So it is Monday morning and I'm going to show you in all my Monday morning gloriness after a Sunday of not doing enough. It is 9:52. Everyone is still asleep and my husband and I have been up for about 2 hours. So he's going off to go do hay and I have to get this house in order. I have many things to do and I'm trying to set some goals for myself, and I have got to get to the hospital and have that tour done. And it's Monday today at the start of this, and we're going to kind of compile things through the week. But the kids are really bad at cleaning up after themselves. What kids aren't? But Bethany, she's 3, goes around and undoes things all day long and undoes things for her brothers. And it's not fair to them that they have to clean up after her all the time. So while they're sleeping, I'm trying to get some things done. And they'll probably sleep for at least another 15 minutes to maybe 45 minutes. A lot of times they're up late last night, so then they might sleep till 10:30. If I really let them go and I'm quiet, they'll sleep till 11. So sink full of dishes, the dishwasher was full. We went grocery shopping last night and they're like the watermelon's got to be cut up and refrigerated. My floor is just disgusting dirty. I know it doesn't always film real well, but we have this white floor. I took everything apart and shoved it against the wall and moved the chairs all to the living room. You can see the explosion of toys. The bathroom smells like pee. I have 4 boys and a husband, and Bethany doesn't sit back far enough on the big toilet, so a lot of times that's a disaster. This is our room. It's a disaster with yellow walls and painted primer spots here and there, especially on this other wall that you can't see. So, trying to catch up on things, get things done while I have a little bit of energy. I'm having less daytime heartburn, so I'm trying to get more done. So let's see what we can get done this week. So just a quick little snap update. My Bissell needed a new belt, so my goal for the day was to get that fixed, but I was actually able to clean up all the kids' toys and get it ready. So we use a rainbow vacuum cleaner, and to me, it does a really great job. But it always seems like it takes a long time to set it up and break it down. So I've got all the kids' toys cleaned up, put away. This is Bethy's little play area, so she's always got little stuff. But you see, she likes to have snacks, and then she spills. So I will be spending the evening. It is already 5 o'clock on Monday. So this is going to probably end up being a couple-day project. But my husband stayed home to do hay today, and I did not get my afternoon break. So I'm getting my break now. And then I will start in on the carpet cleaning so that it has overnight to dry. And as you can see, my kids don't stay at the table very well. And we're overflowing of toys. So that's going to be something I really need to get to this week. They had it so crammed full that they were forcing it down and broke the top off. So I want to get that repaired. And somebody was jumping on the chair, and now it's sitting kind of lopsided when you recline. So I'm going to take a peek and see if there's something I can do about that. But it's coming along. The bathroom is clean. Their bedroom is clean and vacuumed, and they're all having snacks, so they're going to make it a mess again for me. And I've got the fan here as a goal for this week. I swept and vacuumed the breezeway and did my dishes. And now all us little people are going to have a little rest in here. Hey everyone, so just a very late night pregnancy update. My husband is trying to get the hay in the barn before a rain. It was supposed to hold off until Wednesday, and it is actually going to rain during the night today, which is Monday. So we're at the end of that day. It is 1 in the morning. I'm very tired. You can see I'm mostly ready for bed. He had to have me run to go get some plastic at the store, and I noticed when I came back that my belly was lower. And I thought, boy, I've done a lot of cleaning and stuff today and all that moving around. The carpet cleaning is a lot of back and forth stuff. So baby dropped today. And right here, my belly looks way bigger on camera than it is in person. The center of my stomach is sticking right out. And because I'm not using a tripod, it's hard to tell. And I don't do a lot of bare belly shots here, but this is all hollowed out. And everything is right here. But I could feel him way, way down here moving today. So baby's going to be coming soon. They say when the baby drops, it could be within 2 weeks. It could be within 2 days. I don't go back to the doctor until next week. So I am trying to get things done. And I have basically got my house semi-cleaned up. And the kids have been out there. They're up late again tonight. Trying to make microwave popcorn from a cookbook that they got for their birthday. So they're having lots of fun and destroying all the work I did. So I finished the carpet cleaning in the living room tomorrow. I did all the other areas before I had to help with, basically I have to guide him with the stag wagon when he's unloading. I'm not actually doing anything, but it just takes me away from my work, dinner, feeding the animals, things like that. So I just wanted to let you know the baby had dropped. So I'm going to rest a little bit until the next load of hay comes back because I'm going to be going to bed in the next 30 minutes. Bye. So this is the hay pile that we were working on until almost 4 in the morning. I think we went inside at 3:45. And when I hit my sleep timer on my TV, it was 4 a.m. And they were forecasting rain anytime after 1 a.m. It is 80 degrees, hot and humid as heck. They're saying that rain never happened. So we got this plastic at Menards. It's a 4.5 mil plastic if you're interested. It is 20 feet by 100, and that is only a partial roll. So it's really good for covering up the hay to keep it dry. So of course, what would nesting be without heat? It's Tuesday now, and it is 80 degrees. Earlier it said 84, and it feels more like 94. I know the areas that my husband's at, he said it's a little hotter. I had decided, I had a can of refrigerant that I needed to add to the air conditioner because when we did our shopping trip the other day, it was way too hot. And while I was out here, I thought I would move around some car seats. So Trey got bumped to the back row because he can do his own buckles. Yeah. And all 3 boys, even with the car seat, can still fit back here. It's a slightly smaller size, but it's the size of like a sedan seat. Where with the Suburban, you're a little bit wider. And the 3rd row is really wide. So if Jack is 11 and he's really big, he's over 100 pounds, he's safe to sit in the front seat. We just don't prefer him to sit in the front seat because there is an airbag. And Bethy likes to bring a potty, and I can put the potty in the back. And I keep a little bottle here for spraying it out when we use it, and a gallon of water to rinse. In case there needs to be an emergency stop. So baby seat's in the center. This way, when the baby seat is out, Bethy gets in, baby gets in, and these guys can all be getting in at the same time also. And that way, everyone is in the car safe, in a parking lot or on a roadside, and everyone can still get in through this one door, except for Mom, walking around, so that if we're doing street parking, they're not standing in the road. We have always had 2 kids in the back row and 2 in the middle, and it's worked really well, and occasionally Jack would ride in the front. Hi. Yeah.
Take a picture of Butters.
Hi.
Take a picture of Butters.
Okay, I'll take a picture of Butters for you. Butters! Butters! Butters' cat is down there somewhere. Butters! Butters is the orange and white one. Butterscotch, come here! Kitty, 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 kitty. This is Butters. He's our boy. He's a good boy. This is Lexi. This is Starving. He's a stray that somebody dropped off during the winter. That's Callie. That's Fang. Fang likes to bite.
New shoes.
Oh, enough with your new shoes. Are you ready to get out? Okay. Hi, everyone. So Bethy and I came inside after putting the car seat in, and we just had a popsicle. She's still working on hers. I just want to say latch car seat systems are so awesome. My car is too old and it doesn't have latch, so it can be cumbersome to put in a car seat, and you want to make sure that it's in nice and tight. If you are unsure of how to install your car seat, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but I know that if you take your car seat to most fire departments, they will check the installation or do the installation for you. If they don't, they can probably recommend some place for you to go that is local. Because like some small towns might not do it, but a bigger town that is neighboring may. So that being said, I moved 2 car seats so that Trey could be in the back row, because he's always been Bethy's riding buddy. And now Jack or Murdoch can sit next to the baby because they're no longer in booster or car seats because they are now 9 and 11 years old. I think it's going to work out really well that way. We have rear air conditioning now with the Freon being filled, and it will be comfortable, and then I can still have a big kid in the second row to hand things back, like when they ask for water, if we happen to stop by, like a drive-through restaurant. So, now, after I've had my little rest here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to go out and finish carpet cleaning that living room because I didn't get it done. Baby's feeling really funny today, and I don't feel like I'm in labor, but I'm having pains and discomfort that is different. And he's kind of moving and pushing around a lot right here in the center part of my stomach. There's real hard parts here. Oh, he's moving a little bit. It never comes up in the video really well. So we're just hanging out, and we lost power in this room, so I think it's about 4:30 today. So I know I'll get the living room done. Yeah. I know I'll get the living room done before I have to start dinner. He had a little more hay in the field that he was coming home early to pick up. And he's going to be kind of on his own with that. So I'm going to get onto it and see what's next on the list. I did lay out a bunch of stuff on my bed today for the hospital bag. So I have baby stuff set aside, dad's stuff set aside, and most of mine. I need to find a SD card to pack still. The cameras are charging, and I need to find a extra charger to bring for the phones and the cameras, which fortunately they all take the same cord, so that's really convenient. And I do want to remember to grab an extension cord because, yeah, the phone cords. You always turn into a baby when we're doing these. The phone cords aren't very long, so it's good to have that extension cord. So that if I am using my cell phone for the internet, I really can't find a book or a movie to bring with me. So I may have to bring something that I can download on my phone to read. So here we are midweek now, and I had primed some spots on the walls where I had done some touch up from nail holes or where the drywall screws had popped. And for some reason, with the lighting in this room, it's hard to tell where some of the drywall screws had popped. And right through here, all the way across, is where there's a sheet of drywall here, and there's a line connecting them. Here actually. So that means right here is the seam, and then there's a screw on each side at the edge of the drywall. They usually put them about 1 inch from the edge. So when I lay in bed at night, on this angle, I kept seeing more. So if you can see, I just went through and added some more drywall screws here, and have gotten this ready again for paint. So I'm going to clean out the kids' toy box now and let this dry, because these layers here aren't going to be dry for an hour or more. And the ones that I had touched up I wet sanded them and they needed just a tad more drywall patch over them to fill in little divots. And once you start painting, and I haven't decided on a color yet, it is really noticeable if you don't get all those touched up perfectly. So it's worth taking the time, even if I have to put it off another day or until this evening. But I really, really wanted to start on this. So another option I could do is start on the other walls, because the other 3 walls don't need patched. However, my husband keeps his file cabinet and his bookshelf in here, and they're so loaded, you can't budge them unless they're empty, and he's kind of a mess with his paperwork. So I brought home a banker's box, and I'm going to empty off the tops of his office area there. I said before, it's a small house. He's wanting to use this as his office later on, so I'm keeping that in mind with the colors, to have something maybe a little darker. I really like the curtains, but it's just too much yellow in one room. So I think what we are going to do is keep the yellow curtains and replace just the paint, because everything else kind of goes. There's a lot of green and like red and burgundy and kind of a, it's kind of hard to tell, kind of a gold flower in this. He doesn't really want me to get new bedding, but we've not had pillow shams in years because he wants to use the pillows and not have to worry about pillow shams, but it just looks bad. And he rearranged the furniture too, and I don't like it, so I'm having to deal with that. But it's just a small space, and I'm just trying to make do with what we have. I had picked up these wall hangings, so I'm kind of looking at the colors that are in there. But after kind of thinking about it, I'm not sure that they really go with the quilt on the bed, so I may not use them and just go a different route. But I like the blues in them. It's the same as what's in my bathroom. We had a thunderstorm yesterday morning and yesterday evening. So, of course, there's always toys. We have kids. But we got the carpet cleaning finished in the living room. I ended up having to put it off because we got busy. So, they've already been out here and at it today with this toy boxes. Something I need to work on. So, I'm going to get on that. Hey everyone, so the painting is coming along. I have gone over my primer spots with my paint color and edged in half of the room. I actually went with a color that is kind of an ecru. My daughter says it's grayish. It's not beige and it's not gray. These are my sheer curtains here, and they're not white. They're kind of a light ecru, darker than just cream color. But my inspiration came off of these pictures. So the picture itself has a lot of white and gray in it with shadowed tones and an off-white border. And then I had this one by the doorway, and I always liked this antiquing. And actually, when I first painted this room yellow, I tried to do a glaze over the yellow, and I had never done it before. I ended up having to wipe it all off and repaint the wall yellow. So I didn't get that. So I was going for something that would go along with this because I like my artwork. I don't think I'll end up using the pieces in this room that I had showed you before. So I've had a couple of breaks. It is very, very warm. And I just needed a rest. So, trimming the baseboard and the ceiling can be very slow. And I think this is going to need 2 coats of paint because the yellow is showing through. So I thought I would show you. It is Sunday. It's the end of the week. I worked 6 days on straightening up the house and getting things done on my list. And I finished the room Saturday morning, got the pictures all rehung and the furniture the way he wanted it. He's a little boy and he likes to have his bed up against the wall apparently. So we're trying to figure out what to do with this space because I don't use the bottom 2 drawers of this dresser. It's just full of stuff that I just don't wear anymore, and with being pregnant, it's a lot of jeans and things like that, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to empty that out and move it someplace else. But it looks much better with the color and not having the curtains the same color as the wall as I had before, and it prompted me to clean out my file cabinet because the drawers were so heavy that they weren't sliding properly. So all this stuff is getting stored into banker boxes. It's amazing how much junk like we have that we've hung on to since before we were married and even since we've been married. But I mean, we had phone bills from 2008 that we certainly don't need to keep. And we haven't had a landline since then either. So that's how it's going. But this is the last thing on my list that hasn't gotten done. So I'm going to work on that for this Sunday evening, because I got the husband to do a little bit of electrical work, and we had a broken outlet in the bedroom, and of course he got out his, we call it the E-box, the electrical box with all the tools and testers in it. So I'm going to start in on this now.